Hello everyone and welcome back to Network 27. I'm Alderman Walter Burnett, Alderman of the 27th Ward. First of all, I want to thank everyone who helped me to put this show together. They're very professional. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we have our guest today is Ms. Janet Slick. Ms. Slick is the CEO of the Chicago Lighthouse of the Blind. How you doing, Ms. Slick?
Great.
Fantastic. Thank you for coming on to the show. Why don't you tell the audience a little bit about yourself, then tell them about the Chicago Lighthouse for the Blind.
Sure. I'm Janet Slick, President and CEO of the Chicago Lighthouse, and I have been the CEO since 2008, August 2008, so this is my 7th anniversary. And a lot of changes have taken place at the Lighthouse over this time. We've responded to challenges in the world, the economic climate, changes in social services, and I think we have risen to the occasion, and we've produced a social enterprise that provides services for a lot of people. Last fiscal year, we served over 67,000 individuals, so a lot of people are impacted by our services. Our mission, should you ask, is to improve the quality of life of people who are blind or visually impaired through programs in education, rehabilitation, and employment. And just last year, because we've grown to such a degree, we expanded our mission to provide services to people with other disabilities and to veterans.
Fantastic. So you say 60-something thousand people that you've served. So it's not, so you know, first thing folks think about is, it don't seem like I see 60,000 blind people walking around, right? But you're saying you have a lot of folks who are visually impaired. And visually impaired can go from what extent to what extent?
A person who's visually impaired can have the typical definition of visual impairment begins at 20/70, and legal blindness is 2200. Now, that gives you an idea. A person who is 20/70, what a normal person with normal vision sees at 70 feet, a person with 20/70 needs to be at 20 feet to see the same.
So they need to be 20 feet close to see.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of the calibration mark. 2200 is legal blindness and beyond. Mm-hmm. So you can also be blind by virtue of smaller visual fields. So you may see in a tunnel vision manner. So you can have a reduced visual field of 20 degrees or less in the better eye and be legally blind as well.
Mm-hmm. So are people born blind?
Oh, there are many people who are born blind. There's a whole host of diseases in the category of inherited retinal diseases that results in retinal degeneration, and then you can have progressive vision loss, and they're juvenile based, which means they happen in childhood. And we have a specialty clinic here, the Pangier Center for Inherited Retinal Diseases, and you're going to be speaking with Dr. Fishman, who's the director of the center, and he's engaged in conducting a number of clinical trials that are dedicated to finding novel treatments for inherited retinal diseases. So you can be blinded by a number of different reasons, including inherited retinal diseases, the typical diseases of aging. A lot of people in this country are visually impaired as a result of the aging process. And the most typical diseases are age-related macular degeneration, glaucoma, and diabetic retinopathy. That's why it's so important as we age to have yearly eye exams to see if there are changes that you may not notice, but that could be occurring in your eyes.
Yes, because I have on bifocals right now. They're progressive, so you can't see them. But you know, it's like, it seems like every year when I go get some new glasses, my vision changes. So
you have to keep up with that.
Tell us about what all of the things that you all do here for people who are visually impaired or blind.
Okay, well, we serve people from birth, as I mentioned, to older adults, and I'll tell you how we serve these different age groups. Does that make sense? So our educational programs, we start at birth with our early intervention program. So we send our teachers into the homes, and our teachers of children with visual impairments, they're TVIs, there are itinerant teachers, which means they go into the homes and they train the parents to engage their child visually, if there's any remaining vision, and to play with their child, and even if they don't have any vision, to engage with them so that they have more typical development and they can stimulate them early on. We also provide refraction services so that they will have the right correction from the start. So if they have any vision, they're put in glasses, and these adorable glasses on kids, and we make sure that they wear them and that they fit comfortably, so the child does wear them so that they can explore the world and receive those visual signals so that the brain can adjust and adapt and grow and develop normally. And that's so important. We have the Birth to 3 program, and then the child can graduate into our preschool. We just celebrated our 2nd year. We graduated 11 children from our preschool here at the Lighthouse.
So
that we're very
have a preschool here?
We do.
So is your preschool just for children who are visually impaired?
No, they're for children who are sighted as well. Because our mission is to have both groups blended in the same classroom. So the kids who are sighted learn empathy and tolerance early on, breaking down those obstacles and barriers and prejudices that can occur for people with disabilities, and so far it's worked.
Fantastic. So your location here is on Roosevelt and
Wood Street, so
Wood
in the
Street.
Illinois Medical District, and we are expanding our preschool this summer with a new solarium indoor playground. Last year we built a beautiful outdoor playground thanks to Blue Cross Blue Shield and Kaboom, a nonprofit that helped us build it, and 300 community members came together, Alderman, to pull that together. And so this year we're doing the indoor playground.
Fantastic. And I had the opportunity to visit the child care center and engage with the young people, which was very cute.
They're absolutely adorable.
Yeah, they're adorable. But from what I understand, you still have slots open for that school.
We do. We are still recruiting. We have.
Is it affordable?
It's free of charge. Free of charge.
Free?
Absolutely free. It's part of the preschool.
F-R-E-E?
Correct. Did I say it doesn't cost anything? Yes,
Okay.
and but you know, and it's a wonderful program. We have been supported by private philanthropy and public philanthropy.
What are the ages?
The ages are 3 to 5.
3 to 5, okay.
Typical preschool. And then from then on, from 3 to 22 years of age, we have a children's development center, and that's for children who have multiple disabilities, who cannot be mainstreamed.
Okay, so we don't have a whole bunch of time, but let's just go through like where would we be going as we go on this tour?
We will be going into our employment services, and you'll see we serve that middle age group. Employment is one of our legacy signature programs, and we partner with the state, we partner with the private sector in providing job opportunities for people who are blind, visually impaired, have other disabilities, or are veterans. And in the past 3 years, we've grown from over 200 employees to now over 700 people receive Lighthouse paychecks.
So what are visually impaired people doing?
They are doing a whole host of things. You will see our contact centers, and that's been our business that has grown dramatically over the past few years. They answer the phones, providing services in a number of different domains. We answer the phones for the Illinois Tollway, for their transponder business. So when you're calling to refresh your account on your transponder, you're likely speaking to a person who's blind or visually impaired. And I hope you're receiving good services. And a lot of people tell me that they do receive great services. For the UI Health, University of Illinois Health System, we're providing call center services for them as well. The Illinois Department of Financial and Professional Regulation, when you go to renew your license or apply for a license, you're speaking to a member of the Chicago Lighthouse staff. So that's a major business. You'll also see our clock manufacturing facility, which has existed since the 70s. It's one of the last remaining clock manufacturing facilities in the United States, made in America, and the clocks are made by people who are blind or visually impaired.
And I visited both centers, In your clock manufacturing center, you all do a unique thing up there. You custom make clocks for people. So like you can put my face on the clock, or
Yes.
you can put the name of my company on the clock, or you can put you know, people's logos on the clock. So folks can get customized clocks and use them as gifts or other things for people.
They do. That's the majority of our business.
And so the sale of these clocks help you in this organization.
Exactly. I'll stress that the revenue that we receive in these businesses provides the monies to support the mission, so that no one is ever turned away from services at the Lighthouse for all of our programs. So we like to think of ourselves as self-sustaining and the social enterprise that I mentioned earlier.
Right, so you're a not-for-profit organization.
Correct.
501c3. So so everything you do is not-for-profit. It goes back into helping people.
Exactly.
Okay, fantastic. So we're going to go and see the clock manufacturing. Then where else are we going?
I think we'll start in our cafeteria. Today you're here, we're celebrating our summer concert series. On Fridays, our house band Vision Quest plays in our cafeteria during the lunchtime.
Who plays in your house band?
We have a number of different, very talented individuals, the team, and they are individuals who may be developmentally delayed, but they're very skilled in music, and they've been playing for the past 16 years as the Chicago Lighthouse Band, and I think you'll agree.
Are they visually impaired also?
They're all visually impaired or blind.
Fantastic. So how do they read the notes?
They don't. They just read.
I'm sure everybody's asking that question.
They will ask that. Actually, you're the first person who's asked me that question. And it's a great question. But they just play from memory.
Okay.
And they listen, and then they can reproduce the songs.
So, you know, when I was here last time, the other thing that I was able to see was that you all store a lot of books. A lot of books with the, what do you call the?
Braille.
Braille. A lot of Braille
large
books.
print.
And large print books, right?
And technologies.
And technologies. So why don't you tell us about that? So you have a library up there.
It's the library of textbooks and technology for students who are blind or visually impaired. There are about 4,000 students, K through 12, in Illinois that receive their books from the Chicago Lighthouse. It's a state-funded program. We house the books, provide the services. The teachers of the children in the schools throughout Illinois will order from the Chicago Lighthouse, and we send the books out at the beginning of the year on time, so the kids have their books, their textbooks, the same time that their sighted peers have them.
Fantastic. So do you teach Braille here also?
We do. We have Braille classes. We have teachers the Braille. We also have a deaf-blind program. It's a community-based program. It's the only one in Illinois. It's supported by the Chicago Lighthouse, and what we do is we go into the homes of people who are visually impaired as well as hearing impaired, and we set them up with the technology so that they're able to communicate with others through these technologies. And we also have a social program that they come to the Lighthouse once a month, and it's called Lakota, and we host that program.
So like when a person is blind, let's say they're fully blind, how do you all train them or teach them how to get around? You know, you have blind people getting around with sticks and moving around.
You know us very well. Yes, the orientation and mobility skills that they need to get around in the environment. And what I want to stress is also the latest in technology, navigation systems, and the tried and true methods of the white cane. We provide orientation and mobility services as well. Our technology store, our Tools for Living retail store, which you'll see on the tour, we're very proud of.
So you have a store also?
We have a tour, which is an emporium of devices and resources, everything you could possibly need if you're a person with vision loss. you can purchase in our store. We also have grant funding so that we can provide devices for people should they need them for their job, employment. It's called, as I mentioned, the Tools for Living retail store.
Okay, so we're running out of time before we go on our tour. But you know, I did have I had a little fun when I was on my tour. I met with a bunch of the seniors. And you know, I went with a bunch of the seniors who are visually impaired. And I told them, you know, I'm Alderman Burnett, I'm 6 foot tall, right? And they were like, you're not 6 foot tall.
They knew that?
They knew that. And, but it seemed like they have a good time. It seemed like you give them a opportunity to come together, work on some of the, learn some things, but also get some care. And
Yes.
It seemed like they were very comfortable here and they enjoyed being here.
They love it, and they're here today, so you'll see them again for movie day.
Okay,
and
they're here for movie day.
The quarters
Okay.
are quite small right now, but we are expanding our senior center over the next year. We're building a whole new section of the Lighthouse for them. We're expanding our western frontier of the Lighthouse, and we have some pictures that we'd like to show you of the new senior center that's planned. We hope you'll be at the groundbreaking and at the opening
course.
next spring. It will be the Beatrice Cummings Mayer Senior Center. One of a
Fantastic.
kind facility.
So also, I know that you all couldn't do this if people didn't help you out. So we like to encourage more folks to help out. All of us can possibly be visually impaired. If not today, maybe tomorrow. So that's why we need to make sure not only do we help folks like you who are helping people, but also you guys are trying to do research and trying to find cures for people's vision. Am I correct?
That is absolutely correct.
Okay, and we're going to find more of that out when we talk to the doc, right?
Exactly.
Okay, fantastic. Well, thank you very much for this interview. So let's get ready and go on the tour.
Thank you for having me.
All right, fantastic. So the first part of our tour, we are
You're listening to the sounds of Vision Quest.
fantastic. So all of these folks are visually impaired.
Yes, and have developmental disabilities as
Okay.
well.
And these are the people that you told me they remember by heart.
Exactly. They don't read music. They just listen and remember and repeat.
Fantastic.
And it produces a fantastic sound.
That's great. This is fantastic. And you know, I tell you, the unique thing about this is that they play for all of the other people that's here.
Yes, exactly. On Fridays, we have a summer barbecue on our patio, and we listen to Vision Quest, and it's really fabulous. It's great for employee morale, and it's just a lot of fun. Great food, great friends, great co-workers, and it just engenders a very positive spirit here at the Lighthouse.
Fantastic. I think this is great. It's a wonderful thing. I see why they love coming to the Lighthouse. That's great.
Dance.
Great. Very good. Very proud. Did you hear the one young lady? The one young lady told me that I said, "You all got good rhythm." She said that was me. And on our next stop, we're here at the Pangier Center, and we're here with Dr. Gerald A. Fishman, MD. How you doing, Doc?
I'm doing very well.
Fantastic. So why don't you tell us about the Pangier Center?
The Pangier Center was sort of minted 5 years ago when I left the University of Illinois, where I worked for 40 years. We came to the Lighthouse because it helped provide an additional dimension of what the Lighthouse does, and that is we added research on various blinding diseases, specifically blinding retinal diseases. These diseases are very democratic. They involve all genders, ethnic backgrounds, racial backgrounds, and sadly, the majority of patients are either legally blind or becoming legally blind. And through the support of the Lighthouse, we were able to reestablish the kinds of sensitive testing procedures that are needed to diagnose and monitor patients with these diseases. Traditionally, these diseases were not felt to be treatable. But over the last roughly decade, there's been sort of a revolution in terms of our ability to treat some of these patients, many of them, with gene therapy. So these are exciting times, and we're glad to bring this dimension here to the Chicago Lighthouse.
So, Doc, excuse my ignorance, what is gene therapy?
No, that's a question that really, the answer needs to be defined. What we do is take a normal gene. Once we establish the gene that's caused these patients' disease, in other words, there's a mutation in a gene that alters the function of the retina. Now, if you can replace that defective gene with the normal gene, you can sort of jumpstart the retina tissue to either improve function or prevent further deterioration. So you take the normal gene and you put it in a tame virus. That virus, when you inject the normal gene in the virus, underneath the retina, the virus takes the gene into the cells of the retina and corrects the gene defect. And now the retina cells can produce the normal protein or the normal enzyme that they're missing and improve the visual function.
You remind me of my physics professor. Man.
In what way?
With all of these technical things. But I think that's great. So, you know, a lot of folks, they go and get laser surgery. What's the difference in how does laser surgery make sight better, and if laser surgery makes sight better, why aren't everyone getting laser surgery, and why are there blind people?
No. Well, there are different kinds of laser surgery. You can do a type of laser surgery on the cornea. You can, which is the front covering of the eye. You can do laser surgery after a cataract operation, where the capsule or covering of the cataract sort of grows back. It's like a spider web, and you use a laser to open up that spider web. But from my interests, we're talking about laser surgery to the retina, but for specific conditions. If there are certain diseases like diabetes or blood vessels that plug up, that leak fluid, and there's bleeding. There's bleeding from blood vessels that are not normal. So if you go in with a laser, you can shut off those leaking blood vessels, and hopefully there hasn't been too much scarring, and the patients can either show improvement or stabilize in terms of their vision loss. So,
but you can't, right now we don't have a cure for curing blindness.
Well, in terms of curing the type of blindness that I'm talking about with hereditary retinal diseases, we can improve visual function in some of these patients. And at the Chicago Lighthouse, we're involved with a genetic treatment for people who have congenital color blindness. Now, this is not color deficiency that affects 8% of American and European males. These are people who see no color. If you can imagine, just think of it. What is it to be in a world without color? But they also are legally blind and very sensitive to light. And we are going to take the normal gene that they don't have, as I discussed, put it in a virus, inject it underneath the retina, with the expectations that we might get some improvement in the function of these patients.
So what you're saying is that you don't have a complete cure for blindness right now, but you all are working on a cure. And through this genetic retina procedure, is a form of getting there.
We're certainly working on a meaningful treatment that should begin here in the Lighthouse in October. But remember, we don't necessarily cure diabetes, but we can manage it.
Okay.
So it's okay to talk about cures, but it's a little premature. But again, even if you can't cure the condition, you can still impact favorably on the quality of life for the patients afflicted with these inherited retinal diseases.
So you can help to stabilize and
Yes,
okay.
and improve.
And improve. Fantastic. So Doc, I would imagine that these things are very costly. Cost a lot of money.
Boy, you sure hit on the right thing. The tests that we have to use are expensive, which is why what we do here isn't commonly done all around the country, because you need special training. You need to know how to run these equipment, how to interpret them, and get the money to purchase them. And these treatment trials are enormously expensive. That's why you can't do a large volume of treatments in so many diseases. You have to ask where are the funds coming from. But so you're right, expense is almost always an issue in science.
So you say that the Lighthouse for the Blind helps to fund this, and then how else do you fund your research?
Well, the Lighthouse has made a major investment. The Lighthouse does not make money from us being here. And through the generosity of Dr. Janet Slick, the president and CEO, who encouraged me, I didn't say seduced me, to come over here at the Lighthouse, but she made an offer that made it worthwhile. So in terms of that, the other places that are giving me finances are the Pangier family themselves.
Oh, wow.
They also made this possible in terms of funding personnel.
Fantastic.
And we get grants. We have to apply for grants to support our work.
But you also are willing to take other funding too if someone wants to donate, huh?
Do you have $20 in your pocket?
So if people wanted to donate to your research, because all of us, our sight gets worse and worse, should be concerned about this. What is it that people can do if they wanted to contribute to this?
Well, certainly funds can be directed to the Chicago Lighthouse and simply earmarked for funding of research at the Pangier Center. And of course, any amounts we're grateful for.
So Doc, from my conversation with you, you give me the impression that there's hope, that that you see the light at the end of the tunnel, no pun intended, but that you see a possibility that you can help to make things better with more and more research.
Hope is a commodity that we deal with here at the Chicago Lighthouse, not only at the Pangier Center, but at some of these other centers here, positions of other areas here at the Lighthouse, who also, whether it's the Low Vision Center, the Children's Center, hope is an important part of the equation.
And then I listened to that word that you mentioned. You said hereditary. Is blindness hereditary?
A high percentage of it is.
Is that
That's
right? So if my grandmother is older and she's blind, she became blind as she aged. Is there a strong possibility that will happen to my mom and myself?
A strong possibility, probably not. But of course, it's unfair of me to comment unless I knew more specifically. Now, she may have had cataract, she may have had glaucoma, she may have had age-related macular degeneration, but there's not a simple transition where if grandmother had it, her offspring are going to have it with 50% chance, nothing like that. There may be a tendency for it, but no, I don't think you can look in your case at the grandmother and say, well, this is what I can expect 30 years, 40 years from now. That would be unfair. There are other kinds of diseases that are in fact transmitted in the same way I just said. If a person has it, each time they have an offspring, that offspring is at 50% risk. But that already would have shown itself in the family. So I think you're probably all right. However, if you're looking for an eye exam I can make a suggestion as to where you might want to go.
All right, Doc, I appreciate that. Well, Doc, I want to thank you very much.
Very
Appreciate
welcome.
everything you're doing. God bless you for, did you come out of retirement to do this?
No, I never actually retired.
You never retired. They wouldn't let you retire. Okay, so you continue to work. You gave up your other practice to come and do this, to help do research, to help people sight to be better and to improve. So I just want to say God bless you and thank you very much.
And listen, thank you very much for all you're doing and trying to help out here at the Lighthouse.
You're welcome, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're here today now on our tour at the Tools for Living retail store at the Chicago Lighthouse for the Blind. And we're here with Luke Spriven. He is the manager of the store. How you doing, Luke?
I am good. How are you?
Can you give us an idea of what goes on here in the store and what are you selling here?
Yeah, so in the store here we have a number of different devices for people who have a visual impairment. They can range from kitchen equipment that we have over here to electronic equipment like we have here. So a device like this is an electronic magnifier, and somebody who has a visual impairment can use this to help them to read. So there's a document that I have here, and I can just place the magnifier on top here, and then using the buttons over on the right, I can enlarge the text. And we can also adjust the colors of the text in order to provide better contrast. So a device like this is very useful for somebody with a visual impairment. It will allow them to read again and give them some independence in their life.
Oh, that's fantastic. It seemed like I probably could use that myself right now.
Yeah, this can be useful for lots of different people.
Fantastic. So I see a lot of books and a lot of other things here. Can you tell us about that? And then I also see some young people in here too.
Yeah, so we get people of all ages in here, and there's lots of different things for everybody. So we do have some braille books and some storybooks in large print and things like that. We also have different medical devices like talking glucose meters and talking thermometers and talking scales. So lots of different accessible products that can assist somebody in their everyday life.
Mm-hmm. Also, Luke, we were just speaking with a young lady that was here, and she was talking about a screen that she was interested in, that she was pointing to. Can you tell us about that screen?
Yes, so what she was talking about was a device that's very similar to this handheld one, but is actually a desktop version. So it does the same types of things, but it's larger, it has a larger screen. And using that you can read, but you can also write underneath there. And if you do hobbies, then you can actually do the hobbies, underneath the camera there, such as, sewing or, knitting and things like that.
Also, you can actually see things that you're doing with your hands.
Exactly.
And it would magnify them.
Yeah, so whatever you're doing, you can zoom in on, magnify, and again, gain some independence back in your life.
So a lot of the new technology for assistance with the visually impaired, you can find new technology here.
Yeah, we always carry the latest and greatest in technology here. So if you're looking for a device, even if you aren't sure what's out there, come into the store. We will show you all the latest and greatest things and find something that's going to be suitable for what you want to do.
Mm-hmm. So the profits that you make off of all of these things, also I see you have T-shirts and you have cups and you have a lot of other paraphernalia and sunglasses, right?
Yes.
So all of these things that you sell here, the profits, where do they go?
Everything goes back into helping people who are blind or visually impaired. So yeah, that's our mission. That's what we do.
Fantastic. So tell me now, those sunglasses are pretty sharp up there, man. Can you tell me about these sunglasses?
Yeah, so like you say, they're pretty stylish. They're actually designed so people who have a visual impairment often find, for example, going from outside to inside difficult because of the change in lighting. Often glare is an issue. So the sunglasses there are designed to help counteract that. A lot of them will fit over regular glasses, and so people can put them over their regular glasses. They have side shields to prevent light getting in from the side. They fit close to the forehead, so they will stop a lot of the kind of ambient light getting in and help to improve the contrast for people.
Fantastic. So Luke, is there anything else we need to know?
Just, don't be afraid of technology. There's a lot of things out there to help, and the only way you're going to find out about them is by talking to us and asking us. If there's something that you want to achieve in your life that you haven't been able to since your vision became worse, then get in touch with us and we'll find a way to do it.
So this is a good place to come and buy a gift for a person who may be visually impaired, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we have a lot of smaller items as well as the large items, and so you can talk to us and we can recommend things.
Fantastic, fantastic. So Luke, can you tell us your hours here?
I work here 9 to 5.
9 to 5.
Monday to Friday.
Monday through Friday, they can see Luke.
Yes, yeah, after me.
Fantastic, Luke. And give us your title again.
I'm an assistive technology specialist here. I also work in the store. So.
Fantastic, Luke. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Hi, everyone. So we're now here at the Chicago Low Vision Center, and I'm here with Dr. Kara Crumblis. Okay, fantastic. She's at the Low Vision Center. Tell us about the Low Vision Center, Doc.
So the Low Vision Center is a specialty low vision optometric clinic, and here we see patients who have vision loss that's permanent. It can't be fixed by standard eyeglasses, surgery, or medication. And so those patients come to us looking for answers to help improve the quality of life despite that loss of vision. And when we're working with them, we're looking at magnifiers, telescopes, ways to amplify the vision that they've lost and allow them to function day to day, whether that be in their job, in their home environment, or at school.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much, Doc. I'm sure the people that come here really appreciate it. I always think about, the light. The first thing that was happening was the light and the darkness in the Bible. So let there be light, right?
Let there be light.
Let there be light. Thank you, Doc.
Thank you.
Okay. So now we're here at the call center, and we have with us Kathy Stovall. She is the director of the call center.
Correct, the Director of Operations for the Chicago Lighthouse Call Center. So we are currently in the training room for the UI Health Hospital Call Center, and we have a new class that started on Monday, and they will be taking scheduling calls, clinic calls, and registering patients for physical therapy and our eye clinic that we will be launching in September and October of this year.
Fantastic, fantastic. That's great. And so you have your trainer here, and it seems like everyone's very attentive here, and there's some go-getters, I can tell. I feel it in the air, so it's a good thing.
Yes.
Fantastic.
We have a total of about 125 UI Health Call Center employees that, since actually August when we launched the contract. So we've grown quite a bit since August. We started with 9.
All right, so now we're over in the call center, and we're here with Daniela Estrada. And Daniela is one of the callers, one of the blind callers, and she also have Beatrice down on the floor getting her snooze in. Beatrice is her, what would you call Beatrice?
Guide dog.
Her guide dog. It's her home girl. She helps her get around. And Ms. Estrada, can you tell us about what you're doing here, and what do you have to do this?
Well, I work here as a general operator, and I take the general information calls at UI Health Hospital, and I transfer them over to the many departments and help out with any information that the callers might need. And I do that through a speech software in my computer.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. So how long you been doing this?
I've been doing it since November.
So isn't it great to have a job?
It is, yes.
So what you do with all that money you make? You don't have to tell me that. I'm just kidding.
I could still tell you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm saving it up for law school. I'm filling out applications this fall.
Oh.
So actually this job has helped me along the way because I've paid for LSAT tutoring, editors for my essay. So this job has helped me along the way through my law school application process.
Oh, that's fantastic. Very impressive. That's very good. Well, we want to thank you very much. Tell Beatrice when she wake up that we said hello and that that she may be on camera on television, okay?
Okay, I will let her know that.
All right. Take care. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we're at Lighthouse Industries on our tour, and I'm with the president of Lighthouse Industries, which is John Claude Kepler. Bonjour.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Okay. John Claude is in charge of Lighthouse Industries. Why don't you tell us about Lighthouse Industries?
Lighthouse Industries really was created for employment And we have been really, we started out many, many years ago strictly doing subcontract work for companies, whether it be light assembly and packaging. And in 1977, we landed our first federal contract under Ability One for wall clocks. So we are now one of the major manufacturers of wall clocks in the United States, employing people who are legally blind and visually impaired.
Fantastic. So John Claude, how many people do you have working up here?
We have a total of 17 that are full part-time, and we have additional people on call line. And our ratio right now is 85% people who are legally blind.
So those folks get paid?
They get paid, absolutely. Okay. And they get the same benefits as we do.
And do you all make a profit off of the clock?
We make a very slight margin. Some markets are tougher than others, so we try to break even.
Okay. Now there's not too many clock producers like this still around, are there?
No, most of them went overseas. You know, there were some many years ago, and they went offshore.
So this is made in America then?
This is made in America on all the plastic clocks. We own the molds. We have the bodies and the lenses molded locally in Illinois.
So from what I understand, the profits from the money that you make off the clocks go back into the program.
That is correct. Back into the program and back into the Lighthouse overall.
Mm-hmm. So some of these folks, if they didn't work here, they probably would have more of a challenge finding a job somewhere.
They would, because the unemployment rate among people who are legally blind and visually impaired is about 70%. And basically, prospective employers hesitate because, you know, their attitude is, you know, what is my liability? How can they possibly be productive if they can't see? The bottom line is people are people.
So it looked like these guys move around pretty good. They move boxes, they move clocks, they move the materials. They are very good.
They are very productive. They are very productive, and really we treat this as a business because we want to show industry and we want to show prospective employers that people with disabilities are people, and you judge them by their abilities, not by their disabilities.
So John Claude, can you show us some of these clocks? From what I understand, you all made a clock for President Barack Obama?
Yes, we did.
Fantastic. And tell me some of the other folks you've made clocks for.
Oh my goodness, we've made it for a lot of corporations, including Boeing Corporation. We made clocks for the hospital systems. So we make them for FedEx as well, as a matter of fact, and through Office Max. And so we really have a full range. We have over 2,000 federal logos on our server. And we print, we do everything in-house. And plus we have the ability to do it for corporations as well.
So not only do you make the clocks, you do the graphics work and the designs and all of those
Correct.
things.
Absolutely correctly, yes. We do that in-house as well.
All right, so we're here at the IMC now. This is the Illinois Material Center. And we're here with...
I'm Greg Pullman. I'm Senior Vice President of Public Policy here at the Chicago Lighthouse. The Material Center provides large print, braille books, assistive technology, and adaptive technology for preschool all the way to graduation for young blind and visually impaired youth throughout the state of Illinois. And we send out probably we have several thousand orders every year. We send out about 14,000 items each year.
All over the country?
All over the state, just in the state of Illinois.
Just in the state of Illinois, okay.
This program, this part of it is funded by the Illinois State Board of Education. Mm-hmm. So instead of the district buying the materials, we act as a repository and send out the material. And then once the book is returned, then if another student needs it next year, we can then send it out to that student.
Okay.
So it saves a lot of money as using this particular model of sending out materials.
Thank you. Well, we want to thank you very much. And who is this guy with you?
This is Ruben.
He's a handsome guy.
He's a dog guide. He was trained at Seeing Eye.
Mm-hmm. So somebody told me you and Ruben was in one of the CTA's...
courtesy campaigns?
Yes.
Yeah, we filmed for it. We took a photograph for it last fall, and they started the campaign a few months ago. And our piece in it is to be courteous to people who are blind or visually impaired, and let them have your seat when they get onto the bus or the L.
Fantastic. So So we standing here with two movie stars right now.
Yeah.
So we want to thank you all. Want to thank you very much for what you do
Thank you.
for blind people across the state of Illinois.
Yeah.
Keep up the good work.
Yep, you too. Thanks
All right.
a lot.
And take care, Ruben. Fantastic. So we are just coming to the end of our tour, and actually we missed some of the seniors, but this place was filled up from what I understand. And so I see the seniors are sitting here enjoying each other's company and looking at television. It looks like the TV kind of explains a lot of things that's going on for them if they can't see, huh?
Yes, it uses audio descriptive video, so they are actually hearing what's being shown on the screen while they're also listening to the action. So they're able to get a full appreciation for what's happening in the film.
Okay, so if they can't see it, they can hear it and understand what's going on.
That's absolutely the case.
So that's fantastic. So you do this how often for the seniors?
It's done once a month. We have a seniors luncheon, and today we're celebrating the birthdays of many of the seniors in our group. And it's a great social outing. It brings a lot of seniors to us, and we're looking forward to, in the next year, opening up our brand new senior center, the Beatrice Cummings Mayer Senior Center, which will open up next spring, summer.
So that would give you, that would allow you to do a lot more with the seniors.
Oh, absolutely. We plan on having more extensive computer classes because the seniors want to be able to communicate with their loved ones, and that's through the internet. So the computer classes are quite popular. We're going to have a training kitchen, cooking, professional kitchen for the seniors to cook in and learn to cook in. We'll have a horticultural area, so the seniors will be planting, and we'll have a music room where they'll be able to appreciate music and listen to concerts, and a seminar area where we'll have educational programs.
Fantastic. So I want to thank you very much for taking me on this tour. And also, I know that we didn't even see everything that you all have to offer here. I know that you have another place in, what is it, in Glencoe?
In Glenview, 222 Waukegan Road in Glenview, we provide services as well at the Chicago Lighthouse Vision Rehabilitation Center. So you can visit us there, you can visit us here. Please visit our website, www.chicagolighthouse.org.
Fantastic. So, ladies and gentlemen, you know, we never know where we're going to be as we get older in life, and we never know whom in our family may need some help. Please support the Chicago Lighthouse for the blind. Can you tell folks if they wanted to volunteer or contribute to you all, what would they do?
All of that information is on the website, www.chicagolighthouse.org. And Alderman, we want to thank you so much for all that you do for us. We're very proud to be in your ward.
I'm very happy to have you, and I really appreciate when I get ready to cross the street that outside your door that there's a thing that go beep, beep, beep. Tell us about that.
We'd like to see more of that, the signaling for people who are blind, the audio signals for when it's safe to cross the street. I know that we have a prototype on Wood and Roosevelt. We'd like to see more of those around the city, so maybe you can convince the city to do more of those.
You know what? I'm the chairman of the Committee of Traffic, Pedestrian and Traffic, so we'll look into that.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, and thank you for joining us on the show.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching Network 27. I'm Alderman Walter Burnett, signing off. Hope you enjoyed our show, and I want to thank everyone who helped us to put it together. See you next month. Thank you.